Oops, hello. Okay, now this is going to be hard, a little different for me because I'm so used to hearing my own voice in the headphones when I do these things, but I can't do that and edit the CAGcast at the same time. So we'll see how it goes. It's going to sound weird because I have to have headphones on listening to the mix, and I can't have a microphone picking up all the, the various sounds around the downstairs here. Mm. I went to the gym this morning, so I'm ready for bed. Okay, so thanks for coming, everybody. This is cool. I've been wanting to do this for a really long time because I feel like I've got a pretty good technique editing the podcast down because I've been doing it for like 15 years now. And so I've got a good workflow, and it's pretty easy. And all the software is all free, and I don't know. It's a pretty decent method. So the first thing you're going to need is Audacity, which is a free audio editing software, which you can just Google that and download it from the proper place. I'm not going to do that and show you how to do that. I'm assuming you all know how to Google. And you're also going to need a piece of software called Levelator, which we'll pull up on the screen later when we're ready for that. And that's just going to level our audio for us automatically, so we don't have to work as hard, make things move quicker. So we've got our Audacity. Now the first thing you got to do is record your podcast. And the way you're going to do that is, even no matter how you're doing it, if you're doing it remotely, like we do it over Skype, Zoom, whatever, you're all going to want to record your audio locally, which means you're all going to open up Audacity on your own computer, and you're going to select your microphone, and you're preferably, hopefully you have a somewhat decent microphone. But you don't need to spend a fortune. Certainly like $100 or $150 should be enough to get you a decent microphone. So you're all going to record your own audio separately. And you're going to make sure that the audio is not clipping. You can see through our waveforms here that none of our waveforms are hitting the top here. Because once that happens, there's a lot you can recover from. But if you're peaking, then it's never going to sound great, no matter what you do to it. Hold on, I'm going to get the chat over here so I can make sure I can see your questions as they're coming in. Great. Okay. So you're all recording your audio separately. Mono is fine. We record in mono. I guess I could show you what my settings are here, but there's nothing. I don't think I've really changed anything. Oh, did the settings not pop up for you? Oh, interesting. Well, luckily I don't have to open up any windows other than that. Well, I don't think I have any settings. You just make sure you have the right microphone selected, not any built-in microphones, and just set it to mono. And you should have waveforms that look like this. See, no peaking. Everything is looking okay. All right. Anybody have any questions so far? Before we start with the actual production. You've recorded your podcast. We use Zoom now. We used to use Skype. You just basically, any software that you can use, the software that you use to talk to each other doesn't matter because you're not recording through that at all. It's only so you can interact with each other. So whatever works for you, for your crew personally, is what you should use. Question from Kilt. What microphone do you use, and what do the other hosts use? So that's a great question. And one thing I should mention now is if you just Google CAGcast production tips, you can find a lot of answers to questions such as that, like hardware, things that you can't learn from watching me do them. Currently, I'm using a Rode NT1 USB mic. We're all using USB mics. And I'm glad you asked that question, because one thing I do want to point out is if you and your crew should all be, you don't all need to be using the exact same mic, but I would recommend using the same type of microphone. So if one person or two people are going to use USB mics, you should all use them. If one person's using XLR mics, you should all use them. This is my own opinion. I don't know if there's any science behind this. My theory is that USB mics have an inherent amount of delay in them. It's going to take your computer a certain amount of time to process that delay, and my guess is that the XLR probably also will have some delay, but it's probably a different amount of timing. And I find that when you're syncing up these tracks, it may be more difficult if the timing on the delay is different. Just a theory, I don't know. But what I would recommend is that if you do get a microphone, one thing that I need to have is mic monitoring, which means that you can hear your own voice in your ears, and you should be able to control the level of that voice. I have a very difficult time, like even when I'm playing on the Xbox, if I'm wearing a headset and I'm talking and I don't hear my own voice monitored back to me, I feel like I'm underwater. It doesn't sound right. I'm uncomfortable. And trying to do a podcast like that, I cannot do it. So any microphone that I have, any setup, I make sure I got to hear my own mic, my own voice back to me. The Rode, I think they probably all do it now. There was a time where you had to hunt, but they probably all do this now. Software monitoring, you do not want to use that because there's going to be a delay. Even if it's like a microsecond or a couple of microseconds, there's definitely a delay. And they've gotten around this by doing the audio monitoring in the hardware. So pretty much I would imagine any decent mic, I'm talking about like $150 and up mic, would have this feature at this point in a USB microphone. But you got to make sure, at least in my opinion. Maybe some people, it doesn't bother them. But I know that I'm going to have a hard time just talking to you guys right now, putting these headphones in and not hearing my own voice. But I'm going to suffer through it. We'll try. Let's see. Yes, and depending on the microphone, you may need some sort of pop filter or windsock, I think they call it. This thing is pretty old, and it's got a huge fucking filter on it. Rode doesn't even make this mic anymore. It sounds great, but it's got some issues. I would recommend not getting the Rode NT1, even though they don't sell it anymore. One of the biggest problems is the audio controls. They're hidden behind the shock mount, this is the official shock mount for this microphone, and you can't really get to these buttons easily. Anyway, that's the microphone. I would argue that more important than, or as important as the microphone that you buy, it's that you're talking on mic a lot. And each mic is different. Some mics require you to be right on top of them. Some of them, it's not as important. But, do some tests on your own. Open up Audacity, record yourself in different positions, and you'll see like what volume level you need to be at so you're not peaking. These are all things you need to do before you meet with your group for the first time. You need to do this on your own. Handheld is going to be tough. Yeah, the other thing, handheld is tough because you're going to be moving it a lot and it makes noise. Almost as important as the microphone is your stand. This is a Rode mic arm. This actually cost $100. I bought it a long time ago. It was definitely worth it. I bought a cheap one on Amazon for like $30, and it's probably a third as good as this. So I would recommend a really good quality mic stand with your microphone as well, because like I said, you're going to want to be close to the microphone. So like those desk stands that come with the mics, you're going to be stacking books up. It's not going to be a great experience. So look for a good mic arm as well. All right, let's get to the audio. Yeah, if you notice that when we record that the CAGcast, Wombat's got he's got an older mic that's it's another USB mic. It's the Shure USB 1. I don't think they make it. These were basically the first models of USB mics that these I don't know what you call them, prosumer brands like Rode and Shure. Well, they make, they have consumer grade mics and professional grade mics. These were like their first USB models. The Shure ones were pretty good, but we had some technical issues with like two of them died. But I think Shipwreck is still using that. I'm not 100% sure. I know Wombat definitely is. I think I'm the only one who still has these. I remember when the first Shure mic broke, I bought like a couple more as replacements for the guys, and then once we ran out of those, I think we're out of those now. Wombat got the last one, I think. Um, anyway, let's get to it. We've got our audio here, and this is what we're gonna do. On each track, we're gonna do the same thing. We're going to use noise reduction, which is built into Audacity. Oh, the windows don't drop down. Okay, I'm gonna have to. I will have to come up with a new, messier version of this. Oh, let's see. Hold on. Where is Audacity? Window capture. Let's see. Capture method. I just want the windows to come down. Let's see. That's so weird. Capture cursor. All right, I'll just capture the whole display. Fine, fine. Now I just have to hold on. Stand by. Stand by. We got this. Oh, let's go display capture. Oh, you're gonna see like my messy desktop and everything. This is not cool, guys. I did not sign up for you guys looking at my messy desktop. But I will do it. I will do it for you. Let's see, is it this one? There it is. Okay, first let's get rid of the other window capture. Don't need that. Here, you don't look. I can fit. Ta-da! Here, look. Look at this. Wait, this better work, by the way. There we go. Okay. Oh, wait. Oh, now it's gonna move. I can't move it. Is that the deal? Oh, before it was sweet. I could move it. I could move it on my monitor, and it wouldn't move in the capture. But okay, this is fine. This is fine. I don't know if the animations are working on this. They probably aren't. Here, let me. I'll set that up. Hold on. All right, animations might work now. Here, I'll give you a free one. Oh, the delivery one's hard though. Here, let me just do it. It's not working. I don't know. I can't worry about that right now. You got an ad reminding you to vote, Erna? Well, maybe for the Georgia. Do you live in Georgia? Aha. I heard toasty. I didn't see it though. Oh, I know why, because it needs to be on top. Here, I'll give you that again. Oh my god, my toasty's all messed up. Oh my god, look at that. What? Here, I'll fix it. Oh boy, I thought I fixed this already. Woodpecker. Yeah, I know why. Wait, don't do everything. I'm doing one thing at a time. Why is... Uh, I don't know. Crash isn't going to work. Nothing's going to work. Oh, Crash is over here. Why is he hitting? Crash is like got a... Why is... You got an ad to sell your blood. You got an ad, you're getting ads to vote, and you're getting ads to sell your blood. That sounds like RoboCop 4. All right, let's just do this. Let's not worry about the rewards. I can give you refunds if you remind me later. let's focus on the important things. How to make a quality podcast. We're getting distracted. We're not drinking enough. Do I use OBS to do all the animations, or is that a Twitch thing? So yes, I'm using OBS and an add-on called Better Points to do those tricks, and it's not that difficult, but it could be simpler. It's not as streamlined as it needs to be. You have to have like a browser window open for it to work on a certain page. It's great. It's worth it, I would say. But like when you set up a new scene on the fly, like I just did, now the animations are all off because they're not set at this resolution to be broadcasting at this resolution. There's a lot of things that you have to keep in mind when doing all this stuff. It is, if it's as easy or as hard as you want it to be. All right, let's show you how the noise reduction works and everything now that we got this going. Let's get the headphones plugged in. You got to use headphones. I like to use earbuds because you want to block out all the external sound. If you have cans that are physically will block out the sound, I'd say that's good too. But I will say it is important to have some sort of headphones that block out all the external sounds. I don't know about using noise cancellation. I would guess that that's bad. I never even thought about that. These are like just cheap earbuds that I spent $30 for on that I think are fine. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to each track and do this individually. I'm going to start with my track on top, and I'm just going to find a quiet part here. And usually I like to do it later in the show. Maybe if the computer's fans are blowing, it'll be louder. I'm going to use the gain here to make it louder. Let's see if you can hear this. Now, it's good. I'm going to turn it up all the way. And you're just going to be hearing my room noise. Yep, that's what it sounds like in my room when I'm not talking. You'll hear breathing. You'll hear shit. And we're going to use that to make our podcast sound better. I'm going to do that again. Pay attention. That's fine. You can hear a little, you probably can't, but I can hear a little headphone bleed because it's not 100% fit in my ears. And I'm deaf, so I have the volume turned up loud. But it's not going to matter because I have the gain turned up so high over here. Can you see my cursor? I can make the cursor bigger. That'd probably be better. Cursor size. Enjoy my okay, so we got that highlighted, and you can see in the meters up here. Oh, it's not making the cursor bigger on the stream, is it? That's funny. Well, that's useless. You can see on the top meters that it's this is good. This is what we want to be. We don't want any voices, if just room noise, really. Fan noise, computer fan noise, air conditioning noise. That's what we want. We're going to go to Effect, Noise Reduction. These are the settings that I use. I don't think it's like particularly aggressive, but my thought is I can always run it again. It doesn't take that long. So these are the settings I use. You can see 20 decibels for the noise reduction, 6 for sensitivity, and 3 for frequency bands. Anyway, we're going to click the noise. We've got our section highlighted. Click the noise, get noise profile. And then we're going to double click on the whole track to select the whole track. And we're going to run it. We're going to go back right to the noise reduction here. And we're just going to click OK. I can make this bigger. I'll just leave it. I don't want to break anything. So this takes a little while. No big deal, 30 seconds or so. Probably depends how fast your computer is. But my supercomputer didn't seem to run this particularly quicker. A little bit quicker, maybe. Maybe it went from, I don't know. It probably did go quicker, actually. It probably went from like a minute to 30 seconds. Okay, and now you'll notice I'm going to listen back here. Look at the meters, guys. They're blank. It's the same section. The system works. Now what we'll do is we'll bring this back to normalcy, which is 0 or so. And we'll just find a section where I'm talking. Long and expansive, but the average review time was playthrough time was 22 minutes. 22 minutes, yeah, 22 hours. I'm very uncomfortable listening to the sound of my own voice, making this even more awkward. Having you listen to me live and on tape. Didn't think about that before doing this. Anyway, we're just checking to make sure it sounds fine. And it does sound fine. Okay, we're going to do the same exact thing with everybody else's track. I mean, we'll check in different sections. And it's a crazy story. Use them during... But it's fine. It's going to be fine. We don't really need to check. We're going to do the same thing now with Wombat's track. Wombat, it's very funny. Like, I've been listening to these guys' room noise for like 15 years now. So Wombat's room, he's on a laptop and it puts out a lot of fan noise, which you'd think would be bad, but it's very consistent in the fan noise that it puts out. So it's not like the fans are powering on and off. That would be annoying, but they're very consistent throughout the entire show. So it's no problem. Noise reduction will just take it right out. We'll just find maybe over here. We're going to bring the gain up so we can hear it. Now, you can hear Wombat breathing.
Dave.
I try not to select breathing or just no. I only want the room noise, like fan noise, room noise. That's what I'm looking for. Whoops. So like right there. Sounds pretty good. That's music to my ears right there. That's what we want. Okay, do the same thing. I'm going to go to Effect, add noise reduction, and get that noise profile. Highlight the whole track. Effect, noise reduction. Okay, and then we play the waiting game. Another 30 seconds or so. And I'll tell you, even doing this for so long the same way, I'm still learning. Like, I'm sure I would not be surprised if someone in the chat says has a suggestion for me that improves on what I'm doing already. But maybe I would be surprised because maybe they wouldn't be showing up for the podcast workshop. Pickle Jeff in chat wants to know if I've played Cyberpunk yet. I have not played Cyberpunk yet. I feel like I'm in like the Phantom Zone here. I haven't synced up the tracks yet. I'm not doing that yet. Don't worry, buddy. I'm going to cover everything. You're going to watch me do this from start to finish, and so you're not going to miss. You didn't miss anything. So I asked for a review code for Cyberpunk for the PC, and I was not able to get one. And I'm reading about all the bugs and everything, and I could get a review code for the Xbox version, or I could certainly buy either version. But I feel like, what's the point? The game is obviously not done. The game is not really even close to done. Like, when the reviews say every mission has a bug in it, that game is not done. And I'm 47 years old now. Like, if I can't wait like another month or two to play a video game, then there's, at least in my opinion, there's something, like, I have not evolved very much as a human being. So for me, at least for that, I feel like I could have some willpower. And of course, like, the game was delayed so much, we all had to wait. So what's another month or two, or at least another couple of weeks? I feel like it's not really a big deal. It's just only going to get better. The game's only going to get better. And then, of course, like, it only takes 20 hours to finish. I don't know. Like, I do not feel like I'm in any rush whatsoever. Like, I feel like I know that there's plenty of other ways for people to get opinions on the game. So I really don't feel any responsibility as a video game podcaster that I have to play every game anymore. Like, I mean, I'm sure everybody has other sources that they get their gaming information from, and if they want to play through the broken game in like a week, then do it. All right, let's get back to the important things. Where are we? Did the noise reduction on Wombat. We're going to listen back now and make sure it sounds okay.
And use.
Whoops. Now, I've probably lost a lot of hearing from making mistakes like that, where I have the gain turned up really high and the volume turned up on my physical speakers high with the headphones plugged in. I've definitely physically hurt myself. There's been times where I've really fucked myself up. That wasn't one of them, but I got to the point where I'm on a different setup now, but I had like a volume dial, and I took a big black magic marker and I just drew lines on the dial so I would stop hurting myself for situations like that. Okay. So let's go back. We're listening.
Green Chef. Go to greenchef.com.
I don't want to hear his ad. Okay. That reminds me, though. We're going to do something special. Since Wombat does the ad, we do something special with that part of the show, which I'll show you in a minute.
Because she was in, what was that movie?
It's going to be fine. We'll just listen to the empty part. It's fine. No one's going to hear that at zero.
Yes. Anna Taylor.
You hear a little breathing, but I'm going to show you how to fix that too. Something I just learned recently. But I said Wombat does the ad, and as a personal service to Wombat, pretty much unasked, actually completely unasked, I take his breath out here because he's doing a lot of reading, and not everybody has the perfect mic technique. So let's make it sound as good as we can. And also, people are paying for this, so I feel like at least this 20 seconds, I should make it sound extra good.
Tonight's episode is brought to you by Green Chef.
So what we're doing is we're listening for the breath marks. I've zoomed in too much, and I cannot see, and that is not enough zoom. Okay.
Tonight's episode is brought to you by Green Chef.
Now there's two ways you can do this. Probably the pro way is you actually don't just blank out the audio. Oh, thank you for your cooperation. Thanks for the sub, Kill It. I appreciate that. I don't want to cut out the words.
Green Chef.
Okay, some of that was the F in Green Chef. I don't want to take that out, but I do want to take out the breath.
Green Chef. Go to.
I don't know if you can hear that. I'll make it louder. Sorry. Okay. I would say you can either silence it out completely by this button right here. This will silence your selection. The other one will silence everything outside your selection. You don't want that, but you can always undo anything in this, which is great. Or you can use amplify. You're like, amplify what? But you can use negative amplify. So if I negative amplify this by like 20 decibels, you're not going to probably hear that when I put this gain down to 0. Whoops, sorry, everyone's deaf now.
Green Chef. Go to greenchef.com.
Sounds a little more natural.
Green Chef. Go to greenchef.com/CAGcast80.
That's how we'll do it this time, just for fun. It's that new rap album starring MC Wombat. Yeah, kill it, Wombat. All right. Let's do the same exact thing we did before. You can actually just do Control R for the repeat amplify.
And use code CAGcast80.
See, listen. It's gone.
80.
One more over here. I only do this for the ad. I definitely do not do this for the show. This would take forever. And it's annoying. Who cares? Same thing. Control R. Look at that. It's magic.
80 to get $80 off, including free shipping. And
Whew, wombat. A lot of reading. Okay, same thing here. Sounds good.
And Mac Weldon.
He like had a seizure here. Let's take that out. Just kidding. Okay.
Weldon. Win the gift-giving season and get 20% off your first order.
Yeah, they're getting their money's worth, these guys. These advertisers. Okay, Control R again. Due to it, we're amplifying. We're reverse amplifying, I guess.
Visit MacWeldon.
But we're using the amplify effect. Uh-oh, somebody's coming.
Trouble.
Uh-oh. Ty, my finger. It got jammed. Can you pull it?
That's so weak.
It was weak.
It's usually a lot more powerful.
I know. I lost it when I had to think of a...
Oh, I hit the microphone. Oh, no.
Okay, hold on. We're teaching people how to do
What
things.
step are you up to?
It goes a lot slower when I talk. I can normally do this whole thing in like, if there's no problems and everything goes smoothly, like an hour and a half from start to published in the feeds, like, or less. But
What part is this?
I'm in the beginning.
Oh, still?
I'm still doing noise reduction.
Oh,
What part of you in of your school?
I have 11
Was that
minutes
English?
until
I don't
my
know.
next class.
How many?
11 minutes until my next class.
Okay. And well, Ty already had this I gave him this personal tutorial like 2 weeks ago. Yeah, you can catch this on video on demand. Are you gonna sit here while I do this? Is that cool?
Nah.
Okay. Well, I got to keep going because people need to know how to edit. I'm doing a thing
I
here.
just popped
Okay.
in to say hi.
Okay.
Hello, everybody. Have a nice
Have a good one.
stream. Enjoy
Thank
the
you.
stream.
Rub my head for luck. It's cold actually. My head.
My
Warm it
hands
up.
are also pretty cold. but-
It's like sandpaper, right?
It is like sandpaper. Except there's like smooth parts.
You know something about Ty that you don't know before you go, Ty. Come here just for 1 second.
What?
Ty is maybe the most ticklish person.
No,
I don't even need to do anything. All I have to
No,
do
no,
is
no,
just
no, no,
threaten
no,
to
no,
move
no.
my head because my head is like sandpaper. All I have to do is just threaten to put my head in the general direction of his armpit, and he dies laughing. Just the
That's
thought
not-
of it is
That's
enough.
not true.
Watch. Oh, it's not true. He's laughing though. It is true. He just covered his mouth. Okay, go. Okay,
Have
good
a
job.
nice- have a
Okay.
nice time,
Yes, thanks. We're
everybody.
taking the breaths out of the ad still.
Oh my god, let's take a
Okay, I got to do this. Bud. Hit the road. I couldn't remember if I. Oh, what just happened? Oh my god! I just hit record. We don't want that. I hit the record. Control R is probably record or something. All right, let's get back to the beginning. Oh god, where were we? Got to listen to Wombat again.
Tonight's episode is brought to you by Green Chef. Go to greenchef.com/CAGcast80 and use code CAGcast80 to get $80 off, including free shipping. And Mac Weldon. Win
What happened over here? That's okay.
Weldon. Win the gift-giving season and get 20% off your first order. Visit macweldon.com/CAGcast and enter promo code CAGcast.
You like spit at the end there. But wait, did I miss
and
one?
CAGcast and enter
I missed
promo
one.
code CAGcast. And enter promo code CAGcast.
Heck, he put an F in there. I don't know if I can fix that. Let's see.
Promo code CAGcast.
That's the easiest word to say, isn't it?
CAGcast. 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 CAGcast.
Like, what do I do? Do I try to fix it?
CAGcast.
I think it's I think it's impossible. This is the part that's went bad right here. Like this.
Cast.
Whoops.
CAGcast, 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 CAGcast.
Does that sound better or worse? I could take a previous recording, but I'm not doing that, dude. Let's be realistic.
Cast.
I think it's fine if I just take out that end part. Oh, don't go in.
CAGcast.
Right. So let's just take out this part right here. Boop.
CAGcast.
Yeah.
Cast.
Right? Do we agree that sounds better? I hear Wombat reading. You can hear Wombat breathing right after that.
Cast and enter promo code CAGcast.
I don't know if I made it better or worse. I think I made it better because it's shorter. Let's consider that fixed. That's fine. That's fine. Let's move on to Shipwreck. Now, let's hear what Shipwreck's basement sounds like. You never knew what Shipwreck's basement sounded like, did you? But you're going to find out right now in more ways than one. All right. Ooh, that's noisy. You can hear Shipwreck laugh. Shipwreck makes a lot of noises and there's a lot of breathing. And I'm going to show you how I've fixed that. That is a perfect sample of background noise right there. Listen to this. Let's listen to that again. That's wonderful. Effect, noise reduction, get noise profile, double click the track to select it, and noise reduction, okay. Ship, I don't know. I don't know why Ship doesn't do that. I think he tried to do it a couple times. Maybe it didn't work. I think somebody asked that question once and we answered it during the show. I just don't remember I think Wombat answered it. Well, I like when the chat's on my face. It's pretty cool. What's up, Big Daddy? All right. I'm going to give that a listen. Now let's bring that back down to 0.
Yeah. I just find it funny because I feel like Hawkeye is the one that kids.
By the way, I didn't make fun of this on the show.
Hawkeye is the one that kids.
Hawkeye. I like it.
Hawkeye is the one.
Hawkeye's the one. I did noise reduction on Wombat's track. I did that first. I do that first before I do the take out Wombat's breath on the ad. I think. You tell me. Let's see. We can listen. It's very easy. His room is very loud. I'm sure I did. Yeah. Nothing there. You leave a little. It's a little is fine, natural. It doesn't need to sound like that you're in an isolation chamber, but it just has to be way, 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 way low. Like it shouldn't be ticking any meters. Okay. What are we doing? We're checking his audio. Whoops. We did the noise reduction on Ship.
Hawkeye's the one.
There, this will be the perfect section right here.
All right. Yeah. I'm fine with that one.
So he makes these little laughs, stifled laughs that pop up.
I'm fine with that one. Yeah.
You don't want to lose
I
that.
find it funny because I feel like Hawkeye is the one that kids get the name wrong on as well.
Yeah, the kids get the name wrong. Okay, so now on Ship's track, I don't know, there's more like breathing. So I don't know about this week. I haven't listened to it. But in the past, he maybe sits close to his mic. There's some noise. That's like some distortion from the noise reduction. But regardless, I've had good success, I feel, running noise gate on Ship's track. And it couldn't be easier. You just double click his whole track, and I'll tell you what it does. You choose noise gate in the effects thing here. I just can't remember where. Here it is on the bottom. What this is going to do is it's going to look for sounds below a certain decibel level. In this case, 37 decibel. No, I don't know. Maybe 49 decibels. I don't know. I don't know what these numbers mean, but this works pretty well. I'll give you a little sample. Let's do a sample like on here. Whoops, sorry.
Yeah, yes. This is the series of movies that you have.
Do it here.
That makes sense.
He's actually, you know what? He's in a new seating position. Shipwreck started using a stool this week or maybe last week, and maybe there's not that issue anymore. Maybe I don't need the noise gate. Maybe we're going to leave Ship alone this week from now on. Wait, let's turn this without that. Let's listen to that. That's fine. See, like that. Like this. Okay.
Nope. You can't deny that.
But I don't know. I think it's fine. You know what? Let's just do it and see what it sounds like. The great thing about Audacity, it's so stable. You can run all these effects and stuff, and if you don't like it, you just click undo, and it's undone. I've never lost a show, knock on wood. We're doing noise gate. These are the settings right here that I have. I just did a bunch of trial and error. Let's just do it. Watch the change. Look at the waveform right here. And you'll probably see these little clicks disappear. Ooh, I just got a review code for a game called Morkred. That's a weird way to spell cyberpunk. Oh, they're still there. But it is quieter. The background is quieter.
How many of these type of games you've played, really? Hey, you're walking too slow.
Well, we'll keep it. Okay. So now it's time to make sure that everything's lined up. So everything's sounding pretty good. What I will do is I will just blank out these selections where definitely nobody should be talking, like during the ad, and that's just easy to do. But we're going to make sure everything's lined up here.
And enter promo code CAGcast.
All right, already it's very tight. Wombat. So the key thing is, like, as long as you're very careful about moving these tracks around, you have a lot of freedom. So, like, I'm going to be putting music in later, so I'm going to need just some more breathing room here. So I'm selecting all the tracks and generating silence. This is 44 seconds of silence or so. Normally I would do this later, but you know what? Actually, I'm only going to do just a little bit. Let's pretend that I never did that and that when you just came on, there was just this gap here because it's easier. 77 Wombat. I'm just going to line up now. There's no real trick to lining up. You could all clap, I guess, before you do everything, but we hit record right before the show, and the show's not that long that it gets out of drift. It gets out of sync. So you just really have to line it up by your ear. You know, you count it down, 3, 2, 1, hit record, but it is what it is. You're going to have to suffer a little bit.
I don't even like that word. Orientalism. It sounds bad.
That's the right attitude to have, I feel. So it sounds like Wombat's a little late.
I thought you were going to say, here's the man wearing the
see.
best pajamas on the internet.
I didn't even realize. I didn't even look at what I think. So I'm going to pull Wombat in a little bit. That's just my initial impression. Wombat.
I
just
don't
guessing.
even like that word.
Or-
Orientalism. It sounds bad.
That's the right attitude to have. Condor, you all have to record locally. Everybody records locally and sends the files over to the producer. That's the way to do it. Wombat. That's a have, I feel.
Yeah. I thought you were gonna say, "Here's the man wearing the best pajamas on the internet."
I didn't even realize. I didn't even look at what you were wearing because I was busy.
You're so
I'm
rude.
busy setting up. So yeah, there's no trick to this. It's just you have to sort of slug through it, and you do it once, like sort of at the beginning, and then I'm going to check like a half an hour in to make sure it still sounds okay. You'll see. It actually doesn't take that
So
long.
did I.
That
I got more of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
now I can see Shipwreck is late here because like he jumps in. So let's get him over here.
Did I?
That
I got
okay. He's going to jump in a little way earlier here.
Did I?
That
I got
No, he's before me. And this is his first time speaking on the show, so I don't have to worry about the other part of the track, the left side of the track.
So did I.
I got
That-
more of a haircut.
Yeah,
Yeah, maybe.
definitely.
It was
Maybe even just a tip more.
So did I.
I got
That-
more of a haircut.
Yeah,
Yeah, maybe.
definitely. Let's see.
It was a lot of hair they took off.
Well, you needed one more than I did.
It had been, I don't know.
Oh wait, that last
Four.
one's too much. Put it back. Let's see.
It was a lot of hair they took off.
Well, you needed one more than I did.
It had been, I don't know.
Shipwreck might be
months,
too early still.
Something like that.
That's
Yeah,
it.
really?
4
years.
months, something like that.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
All right, I screwed up.
Months, something like that.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
No, maybe it's okay. Let's
Wow,
see.
I thought it was more.
I've had 2 haircuts during the pandemic.
As have I. That's the same. I'm in the same boat as you.
I should probably run
Is that a
Noisegate
Captain
on
America
mine.
Toon Tumbler?
I don't know. What is that? What is a cat?
That's the company that makes those cups.
Oh,
You just made that up.
I don't
No,
know.
I swear. I have them from the New York Comic Con. They had like a booth.
Was
yeah.
on a Target end cap. They were on clearance.
Oh, okay. So this
Sounds okay. Let's see. Let's move
wanted it
ahead.
to be as-
Let's move
There's
ahead
part
more.
of me that wants it to be as dramatic as possible.
Let's go to where a lot of people are talking. Like we're just
what?
what do you
Imagine
want?
that.
We're syncing stuff up, so we want to go to a part where there's a lot of people talking somewhere in the middle of the show. 30-minute, 40-minute mark. This looks like a gold mine right here. Star Wars doesn't. You can just replace Mandalorian with any Star Wars.
I want to see another Christmas movie with Bill Hader in it. They dropped the ball at Disney. Noel was much better. Because that one was also like an hour and 30 minutes too, right?
This is
Wasn't
where
that
I fell
short?
asleep.
It was on the shorter side. Yeah, at least wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't up near the 2-hour mark.
I hate hearing
That
myself,
movie was
Mr. B.
ridiculous.
I do not listen
That
to the
movie
show
just
ever.
was-
I listen to it just enough
Yeah.
to do this.
And I didn't hate it. It was just long. Of what do we call this? Watch this, boys.
So long. So
Mhm.
much.
Why did they make this so long?
We were just all we do now is watch stuff. What else are you gonna do? Wait, did
This long.
Mhm.
Like this section of what do we call this? Watch this, boys.
so long. So
Mhm.
much.
Why did they make this so long?
That was funny. All we do now is watch stuff. What else are you gonna
Shipwreck's
do? It's
funny.
30 degrees out.
Wombat's funny.
Can't go anywhere, do anything.
No, I know. That's the other thing. Like,
Sound pretty good. I'd say that's pretty good. Let's skip ahead a little. Whoops. Let's go to like an hour.
Bother then.
that's Pacific Northwest, which is also just as. No, I mean in the Kate Bishop mission.
Why
Oh,
even
where's
bother?
that?
Why even bother then?
That's Pacific Northwest, which is also just as generic and brown.
Right. Not Manhattan.
Mhm. No, no. You mean tangle buildings that are all the same height?
Yeah.
So Call of the Sea.
Mhm.
Right. Call of the Sea.
It's
This is sounding pretty good so far. Let me look at the chat and see if I can answer some questions. Flynn, how badly have things gone that you had to have still been able to recover the show? I've never lost a show. We had we had a problem pretty recently where Shipwreck's microphone just stopped working in the middle of the show, and we were broadcasting on Twitch live because it was like last month, and his microphone just died. So we lost like, I forget what happened. We lost part of, I remember what happened. His microphone died during the show, and he stopped recording on Audacity locally. But Twitch was still recording. So there was like a minute or two where he had to like unplug the mic and plug it back in. And he got it plugged back in like pretty quickly, but it took him longer to get Audacity fired up again. So there was like a couple minute gap in there where he was talking and actively on the show, but Audacity was not recording. He did not notice that Audacity was not recording. So I just pulled all the audio off of Twitch and tried to edit out our voices the best I could and plug that in where the gap was, and hopefully nobody noticed. But that's a great thing about doing it on Twitch live, is you have that live backup being recorded that you can. It's not going to sound as good as this what we're doing here, but it's better than nothing, certainly. Okay, let's skip ahead a little further where more people are talking like this, maybe, even though I watched the video of the PS4 version. See, we're winding down here. We're all tired. A lot of space between the words. Low waveforms.
I feel like
low energy.
Well, first of all, Best Buy still hasn't shipped my copy of it, which is odd.
Best Buy.
Yeah, that's where you go when you buy games.
Steel case, right?
Yeah,
exclusive steel case. I know all about that.
I don't know what that is.
Right. I've had this game pre-ordered for
skip ahead.
Something like that.
Did they even send you a shipping confirmation email or
no?
Okay.
With Cyberpunk.
I read pretty good. I mean, I didn't really read here.
Mm-hmm.
GP, are you going to check out this new Taiko no Tetsujin game?
What? Is that the drum game?
Yeah, they turned it
Wait,
on Switch.
What is it on?
With the drums on Switch.
No. Held. That's where I'm at.
I'm interested in that one because I like those games.
Yeah.
I also do not have a drum for the Switch.
Right.
I
think it sounded pretty good, guys.
That's come out before came out.
Techless.
The second one, that seems like plug it in their TV and not know any better.
Let's get to the end
use
here.
of Pegasus?
I can't wait any longer. It's killing me.
It's just another skin for your horse.
Wait, how do you fly without
Why
a horse?
are you riding a horse if you can fly?
Here, watch this. How do you fly without the horse?
Why are you riding a horse?
Another skin for your horse.
Wait, how do you fly without the horse?
Why are you riding a horse if you can fly?
Well, you can't fly. It is more like a fancy ostrich.
So glamorous.
Fancy ostrich that you're riding.
Yes, it is more like a horse. I'm like, yeah, I sure did. I was riding a deer for a while too.
Whose deer was it?
Mine.
All right. All right, it's all good. I think we're good to go, guys. Okay. Just gonna edit out this end of shipwrecks because it should be quiet anyway. Let's see what the end sounds like here.
Guys. Brett's done.
All right. I guess I stepped on Wombat there, but maybe if you guys weren't watching this, I would edit that out. But since you are watching this, I'll just leave it in. What do you say? Leave it in or edit it or take it out? Thanks, guys. Thanks, guys. I think the thanks, guys, is part of the experience. We have to keep it. Okay, so we're going to save the project. And now what we're going to do, we're all good to go here. All good to go. We're going to export it as a WAV file. And I have my work area right here. Oh, I hope I don't have any like nasty things in my file directories. We're just going to export this as a WAV file. And then we're going to fire up this software called Levelator, which I will put on screen for you in a moment. Oh, it's right here. Oh, if I put it on top of here, you can see it. Perfect. Perfection. Okay, then I don't have to capture another window. Fantastic. Right there. So this is a separate software called the Levelator. It's free. Windows and Mac, I'm not sure. Definitely Windows though. So what we're going to do is we're going to take that don't move this. Take that WAV file. Oh, I didn't name it as a WAV file, did I? Usually I write WAV in. I'll do that now. Okay. Hold on, I want you to see. Okay, we got the WAV file. And we're just going to drag it right into Levelator. And you can see things are happening on Levelator. It's popping off. And we're just going to wait for that to go. Do I think other shows are putting in this effort, Flynn? Sure I do. I think everybody's got their own workflow. And it would probably look similar to this. You have to remember, guys, when I do this by myself and I'm not talking, I do it much faster. And, I've got it down pretty good. So, yes, it does. I do put a lot of effort into it and attention. It always has my full attention when I'm doing it. But therefore, I can do it a lot faster. It doesn't take very long. So this is just an automatic leveler. And it works great. It works better than the built-in stuff in Audacity. So it's a little annoying that you have this extra sort of load of exporting a big WAV file, because WAV files are big in size. But you'll see, like, we're going to have to open up another Audacity project. But I believe it's worth it. I've tried it both ways, and I find that doing it with Levelator is the best way. And I believe I learned about Levelator from Garnett Lee from the famous podcast Weekend Confirmed. Do you remember that? I believe. I hope I'm giving credit to in the right place. But I believe I'm right about that. Let's also make sure I have a contest popping off at 2:00 on @VideoGameDeals. So we're going to also pop onto Twitter and make sure that automatically got posted. Yes, he was on 1UP. So 8-bit acrylic says, just joined, but I'm surprised that you're using Audacity. I thought that's just what us boring amateur podcasters used. So I've tried using GarageBand, and I know that there's a lot of other options out there, but like I've said before, I've been using Audacity since CAGcast episode 1. That's 663 episodes plus this one, using Audacity. And to me, the most important thing is that I've never lost the show. Whenever something has crashed or whatever, I've always been able to recover it. I've never lost the show, and I hope I'm not jinxing anything. I want to knock on wood, but I don't want to bang too hard that like I break something. So it does everything that you need. It's just talking voices. So I don't know what else that you would need, what other tools you would need that aren't present here. Maybe it saves you this process of exporting to Levelator, but I find that it works fine for me. So I'm going to close Audacity now. And there's a big hole where Audacity used to be. But I'm going to open Audacity back up again. And now we're back. And I'm going to take that file that Levelator just spit out. I have to find it. It comes out as just whatever file name you gave it with output on the end. And you will see it's going to be all in one track now. And it looks like that. Let's make sure it sounds okay. You wanted to sit with me while I edited the show. Why don't I hear it? Oh, I see. Hold on. How do you feel about that? There it is. Okay, it's very loud in my ears. Let's turn this down. Mm-hmm. We'll see, like, when Sabrina learns to talk on mind, I
feel bad that my daughter was saying there was boring stuff with
making sure. It wasn't that boring, and it was one of those productions where everything went just fine. So it went very. I know it's going to be fine because I've done this a million times, but you can see we're looking at the meter, and it's just a really
you say CBD fast
meter.
enough, it sounds like GPD.
Look how it nice rolls off. Like it just.
There you go.
This method works. Great job, Wombat. We're not peeking.
Thank you.
Sorry, I got this feels in my mouth right now.
That's okay.
What's over here?
Shipwreck. We're gonna raid. Let's raid.
This looks a little sloppy over here. Oh, it's me clicking. But you know what? What happened here? What is this?
Oh my God, is that Craig's brother?
What is this? This is the wrong episode, guys. This is 663. Okay. We want 664. You got to be careful. Oh, now I'm opening up my music. I got to make sure I save this as 664 now. Okay, let's try that again.
Looks like it, and their totally free loyalty program.
Oh,
Level
right,
1
more
gets you
ads.
free. He hates that. That's if you're writing a movie and you want Cheapy to like it, don't make it be like, oh, we're never gonna get out of here unless someone had a key, and then like a key falls on someone's head. Cheapy's out.
So we're sounding good. We got the right show plugged in. Let me check the chat. The show on YouTube is straight from Twitch, right? That's just an export straight from Twitch. Exactly. Okay. Here we are. We got the ad here now.
Okay.
So what we'll do, here's what we're going to do. We're all on one track now. We're sounding good. We'll get the
Tonight's episode.
ad at the beginning.
Tonight's episode.
One thing I didn't do is I didn't take the breath out at the beginning for Wombat. We can just get rid of that now.
Tonight's episode is.
Let's even just move this whole thing. We can use this tool just to move the whole track just a little bit. Let's give it a fraction of a second.
Tonight's episode.
Spool up. And I'm going to put a song in now. I'm going to put the intro music in now. I'm going to generate silence to leave a gap. I leave like 45 seconds just to work with for now. Okay, we got the gap. And now I'm going. I don't know why Wombat used tonight's episode, Condor. Anyway, we're gonna get our music now. I went to Orange Theory today, and the coach played a crazy song that I wanted to use. So that's the Better Points thing. Whoops. My cursor is so big I cannot handle it. We're going to go to YouTube to find the audio. Okay, I'll just put everything right here. You can see all of my recommended videos. Yeah, let's look at my recommended videos right now. We've got DJ Hardware, Dr. Disrespect, which I don't really watch anymore. Still trying to get me to watch Dr. Disrespect. Table tennis. Baby Yoda. I don't know. It's not a great selection. Okay. It was called BAP U, I think is what it was called. Yeah, this is it. I'm pretty sure this is the sample from Tron. Okay, this is going to be great. I look for songs that just have a good drop and are fun and not too much talking in them. So when the show actually starts, when I say, all right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not talking over somebody singing. So this song is called Party Favor by BAP U. I actually, after the class, I'm a sweaty mess after Orange Theory. And I went over to the coach and I was like, can I get this track list somewhere? Like, and she's like, oh, well, it's my private track list on Spotify. And I'm like, well, can I get a track ID? On like around the 50-minute mark of class, you played something. I'm pretty sure it used the Tron sample. And she pulled it right up. And anyway, here we are. So we're going to use, there's websites you can go to that allow you to just download YouTube videos as MP3 files. And they also try to give you a virus. So it's always like a fun game of don't get the virus. But it's a great job. I do it all for the CAGcast. This one works the best and the most consistent in terms of getting me the actual file. It is trying to sell me on a VPN, an Express VPN now. You just don't want to click on anything bad. And we'll just drag this right into Audacity and close these windows as soon as possible. Sometimes you pop that thing open and like there's like 5 tabs and you lose control. But we're doing it. It was a joke. It's just like that site. A lot of these MP3 sites are like they're trying to hijack your computer somehow. And as long as you're careful, they won't hijack your computer and they'll give you a nice quality MP3 file. Hey, it's all part of the art, guys. It's worth it. So we do the show in mono. So we do not need this stereo track. So we're going to split it to mono and we'll just delete one of them. Otherwise, it's going to mix everything down in mono anyway. But let's just do this. We're going to find the breakdown. We're going to solo this out. This tool here, this is called the time shift tool. This will just allow you to slide the track around. I'll lower that for you. Just try looking for the drop. That's fun. And we're just going to line it up with my voice. The drop. Oh, a little early. Oh. So you just look at the waveform. It's the best way to do it. Oh. 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 Whoops. This one's tricky. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to CAGcast episode number... Actually... All right, ladies and gentlemen... I want the song, the melodic part to hit in. Oh. All right, ladies and... Oh. Nah, we'll line it up perfect. Oh. No. Oh. That's pretty good. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to CAGcast episode number 664. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to CAGcast episode number 6. That's good enough. We're going to, we're definitely not using this whole track. So we're going to go back to this selection tool. And let's see when Shipwreck, usually I like cut it off when Shipwreck comes in.
It was a lot of
For noticing
what you were wearing, because I was busy.
You're so
I'm
rude.
busy setting up the show. Is that rude to set up the show?
It is. And thank you, Darkness, for noticing my haircut. Or is he talking to Shipwreck? Well,
Shipwreck got a haircut. All right, 2 minute
so
mark.
did I.
I got more of it.
Let's go to the 2 minute mark. Let's listen to what's going on in the music.
Well,
Shipwreck got a haircut. Oh, that's good. Perfect.
so did I.
Oh,
I got
love
more
that.
of a haircut.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
All right, we're just going to do the piano part.
It was a lot of hair they took. I got more of it.
Okay, so we're gonna get rid of this part completely using the tool here, silence tool, and then we're just gonna fade it out. I like to do a fade out manually. I don't like their auto fade out. So I'll just use the same way I was getting rid of the noise in the room. I'm gonna use amplify. So I'm gonna highlight the part of the track, the music track only. All right. And I go to Effect, Amplify, and -3. And you can see, look, it's quieter now. And then I'm going to go later down. 164. I like to go right to where I say the episode number so that people can hear it. 160. And I'll do the same thing again. Boom. And go a little later. Wait till... Controversial opinions about Orientalism in Cyberpunk 2077. Wombat. I'll put it down again over here. Who has controversial opinions about Orientalism in Cyberpunk 2077? Wombat. It's actually a little, we can do another one over here. Like, there's no science to it, just whatever sounds good. Here in Long Island, New York. As always, we're joined by a man who has controversial opinions about Orientalism in Cyberpunk 2077. And then what we'll do is now we'll use the built-in fade out. We'll just use it from around, here is probably great. Okay, effect, fade out. It's probably going to be fine.
Orientalism?
Yeah,
it sounds bad.
Use amplify again to make it quieter. That's the right attitude to have, I feel. But the song
I
is
thought
so
you were
great,
going to
I
say,
gotta
here's
keep
the man
on.
wearing the best pajamas on the internet.
I didn't even realize, I didn't even look at what you were wearing because I was busy.
You're so
I'm
rude.
busy setting up the show. Is that rude to set up the show?
It is. And thank you, Darkness, for noticing my haircut before my two friends noticed. Or is he talking to Shipwreck? Well,
Shipwreck got a haircut.
so did I.
I got more of a haircut.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. I'll give it one more fade out like here. I'll just do Control R to repeat the fade out. And we're golden. Okay. Beautiful. Let's tighten this up over here. There's too much space between the the ad and the music. And actually, maybe we need to do a fade in on the music. Let's do a fade in on the music. That's, what do we got? 5 seconds here. That sounds good. We'll just do an auto fade in. Just so people, just as a courtesy. Oh, wait. Now I'm going to watch the meters here. This part's important, actually, because as you see, it's a big, music is much louder than voice. It's taking up a lot of room in our sound headroom. So we're going to actually have to use the gain here to gain it down a lot. And I'm going to have to play it and look at the meters to make sure that we're not peaking anywhere. So I'm just going to I'm watching the meters now. Whoops. I'm already going to gain it down like -6. Operation No Peaking. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to CAGcast episode number 664. That sounds pretty good. GBD here in Long Island, New York. As always, we're joined by a man who has controversial opinions about Orientalism. That's the right attitude to have.
Orientalism? It sounds bad.
That's the right attitude to have, I feel.
I thought you were going to say, here's the man wearing the best pajamas on the internet.
I didn't even realize. I didn't even look. I would even lower opinions about Orientalism. I would even lower this a little bit because Wombat was pretty funny, and I don't want people to miss it. So we could even take this down another -3. Here in Long Island, New York, Orientalism in Cyberpunk. We're joined by a man who has controversial opinions about Orientalism in Cyberpunk 2077. I feel. Yeah. Okay. Good. We don't want to be too overwhelming. We want people to still hear. Okay. Now we're going to do the outro. One thing that I'd like to do that I've been doing recently is we raid a channel at the end, and then I go to the Twitch channel and pull the audio off their Twitch channel and put it into the show. I don't know. Or I could just take a commercial and plug it in. That's, I don't know. It's a lot easier just to pull a commercial off, but I don't know. I feel like maybe some people will check out the Twitch channel. I don't know. Let's give it a shot. So we rated this guy Lord Grimm. This is not the right guy, Lord Grimm. Isn't it Lord Grimm? Oh, is this guy. Here he is. Okay, you like it? Good. I'm glad that you like it. Yeah, I feel like it makes people feel like they're really there or something. Anyway, so as long as they have their video on demands enabled, you can just go to their channel, and if you click into the channel, whoops, that's not where we are.
Loyalty points in the store.
Recent broadcast was here 8 hours ago. Let's see. It should remember where we left off. Oh, this could have been, actually, it was probably the one before. He did 10 hours ago. I don't know. It may be tough to find. But the cool thing is you can look through the chat and see when the raid was. But I don't know. Let's see. This is 10 hours ago. Should be able to see the emotes come through. Everybody, let's see. This guy's awesome. Let's lower it so we don't die. I don't think it's here though.
Exclamation mark Diablo.
But he was playing Diablo. Maybe I got him during the beginning. Let's see.
Urban. Try and catch up on in the morning.
See, usually it remembers where you left off, so maybe this is the wrong one. $10 hours ago. Hold on, was there another one?
Yes, he is. He's amazing.
He is super funny.
Yep.
Nope, 4 days ago.
That'd be so fun. But the rest of my guys usually play COD.
Oh wait, that's 2 days ago.
Yeah.
I feel like I
Oh, 2 days ago, right, of course, 2 days ago. Yes, that's when we recorded the show. So it's right here. Okay, see, it remembered where we left off. Okay, it's all making sense now. So we're gonna find it exactly. This is where it's got to be before this because he wasn't playing.
I was in there for a little bit.
He's
Fun experience, but
it's probably farther back. Yeah, he was doing this stuff, I think. This may be hard. I may not be able to find it.
this one. I took all that away.
2 days ago, right? 2 days ago would be Wednesday. But I don't remember the Christmas tree. But it said I was in here, so. It must be.
New spy.
Let's see, hold on.
Experience, but
No, I don't know.
right here.
And he's playing Diablo. This doesn't.
What just happened then? What did that thing
Maybe
do?
it was 4 days ago? I may not be able to do this. It was Wednesday. We do it Wednesday night. That's 2 days ago. Right? Today's Friday.
But no.
He was not playing Diablo, that's for sure. And he wasn't he was like doing
That was
I thought he was doing this type of stuff.
um
Oh no, but then he was playing. Oh wait, I see a lot of people coming in.
you see
There it is, there it is, there it is. I saw it. I saw it.
later.
I saw it.
Some time.
Okay. Oh, of course it got silenced. I see my head. Okay.
Thing is,
Okay, here we go. Okay. Well, maybe we can catch the end of it. After all that, it's going to be silenced.
thing is the lower third, in fact. It
Oh,
has the lower third of the spine. Is that okay? Do you want that one? I was in there for a little bit at the store.
All right, it's happening now. So yeah. Dude, this guy's crazy. Let's see. I think this is where he gives the cheap ass gamer shout out. Let's see. This guy's awesome though. He's got a whole show.
Oh man. There we go. Backbone. Oh,
I think. Let's see.
we have a brisk morning out here.
Maybe it's not here?
Now we got esoteric surgery up next.
I think I'm too early.
Jeez, Papa Cheese. Some serious grim Lord Commander of the
'Cause I don't
Night
remember
Watch
this.
going on there.
And he was
Yeah,
playing,
yeah.
I think, when we raided him.
Games of Throat, yeah.
I feel. Yeah, of course.
Surgery by Gojira.
Yeah, I don't see my heads. Maybe after?
Is that alright? Is that cool?
It must be
Yeah.
after. Oh. Oh, of course. It's all. Fuck. Oh, it's all ruined. Thanks, Twitch. Thanks a lot. We could have all been enjoying. Oh, maybe that was his. No, it's still part of the. All right. All right. Something else then. Can't do that. Anybody have any ideas for some commercials? Anybody who listened to the show want to put some feedback in on what the outro should be? Preferably something that I can get off of YouTube. So yeah, YouTube, because he was playing guitar alongside some heavy metal song, he got DCMA'd and they mute out the audio. So I can't use the audio. That happened. We raided a DJ the other night and she gave a big shout out to Cheap Ass Gamer, and I wanted to do the exact same thing, and it got DCMA'd. DMCA'd? DMCA'd. Yeah. Drunk Wombat. Nah, it takes too much time. I just want to pull something off of YouTube. Did we talk about any, because I still have to show you other stuff. Well, maybe we're almost done, actually. Did we talk about any, I like nice 80s commercials. Can we find some good 80s commercials? What's the Baby Yoda? No, no Baby Yodas. People get mad if I make fun of Star Wars too much. Genesis does. I've used that before, though. I've used that so many times. I've used everything so many times. Whatchamacallit? Holidays. There's a holidays one. Oh, how about a nice Toys R Us Christmas commercial? That'll get us in the mood.
Fireplaces glowing, icicles growing, hearts overflowing with cheer. It's that wonderful season we all find so
Pretty much a
easy.
classic right here.
Toys R Us time.
They're all guy commercials.
The world's biggest toy stores, Toys R Us. The biggest selection, Toys R Us.
We should do a trap remix of this.
It's a Toys R Us time in the Toys R Us.
Let's use that because it's easy. Sorry, Lord Grimm. I would have loved to honor you. It was not to be. All right. Let's use our virus creating MP3 downloader. Up. Okay. My supersized cursor that you can't see. I should put it back. All right. It's downloaded. Drag it in here. Just like before, we're going to get rid of we're going to split the stereo audio, put it to mono. Remember I showed you noise reduction? It works really good on taking hiss out of old things that have been recorded off of TV. So watch this. I can see it already. It's too much. Maybe there's more at the end. Whoops, whoa, look out. I knew it. I knew there'd be more at the end. All right. Perfect. Noise reduction. Get noise profile. Highlight the track. Effect. Noise reduction. Okay. Cut this part off. Whoop. Let's just give it a listen. Oh, it sounds beautiful. Delete that little part there. Beautiful. Give it some more volume, and then we'll slide it to the end of the track. Beautiful. All right. Actually, I'll just cut it. Get to the end. And paste it. Thanks, guys.
Brett's done.
Fireplaces glowing,
Perfection.
growing, hearts overflowing with cheer. It's the time in the Toys R Us.
Fade it out for the peoples, for the children's.
Time in the Toys R Us.
Great. That's it. Well, this is it, guys. How do we show the whole thing here? That's our podcast. That's what it looks like. Got the actual show. We've got the intro music wedged right between the ad and the show. And then we've got the outro music right there. Beautiful. Now we're going to export it. Well, I'll save it. And I'm saving this as a totally different project than the other one. So I have all 3 individual tracks available to me if I need them. CAGcast 664. Whoops. Just call wave. Okay. That's saved. Now we're going to export it. Whoops, not as a wave, excuse me, as an MP3. I export as a 96 kilobit per second file. I find that's a nice compromise on size and quality. And probably at a certain point, it just is not going to matter anymore. So this is CAG, I forgot the T, CAGcast 664. We're going to save it. It's going to ask me for metadata tags, and I have a file set up here with the stuff filled out already, and I just need to fill out the show the current number, 664. I think I said we called this Hawkeyes. Just fill this out. Okay, that's it. And it's going to export the file. And then the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put the album artwork on it. And then what's left is updating the RSS feed file. I mean, I could show you. Do you guys want to see how the RSS file stuff works? And that stuff, or is this good enough? Because I have to actually write some copy. Yeah, I feel like the Flynn, you do want to see how the RSS feed works. Okay. I can show you that. I don't know that I do. My way is a little messed up, but I'll explain it. Might as well. We've gone this far. All right. I don't even know what we talked about on the show. This is the problem. Here's an ad. My docs. Oh, did anyone notice did the contest pop off okay? Not Twitch, Twitter. Oh, it did. There it is. Look at that. It looks good. I made this artwork myself. Animated GIF. Oh, it shows the GIF thing right on my $sign. Don't read the. Okay. I'll email the guy the links later. Okay, that's cool. It popped off. All right, so that's done. We're done with Audacity. But there's a hole where Audacity used to be. That's okay. That'll be our work area. So now we have our file. Whoops, move over here. That's fun. Let's see. This is the one that we just exported here, right? So I have a piece of software called, what's it called? MP3 tag, I think. MP3 tag. Here it comes. MP3 tag. And you can just select your file, which is the MP3 right here, and it's already got the metadata in there, and then you can just drag the artwork right in. Here it is. You want to use a 1400 by 1400 resolution image, at least last I checked. Just drag it in and click the save button, and you're done. And now this file has the artwork already. All right, I'll take you in. I'll take you through this whole thing. I just got to make sure that there's nothing on the screen here that you can't see. I'm going to upload this file to our podcast host, which is a company called Libsyn. I'll show you in a moment. And it looks like this. There's our stats. These numbers are wrong. You can ignore these numbers. I do not think 20 million people have listened to our show. So it's pretty easy. You just add a new episode. You can say add the media file. You can populate the form with your data that we just put in already. So like the title and everything. Just select it and upload. We use Libsyn. We pay money to use Libsyn as our host. I guess it's these days you're distributing files. You need a host. And the great thing about Libsyn for us anyway is that they bring us 99% of the sponsors that we get. So not only are they hosting the file for us, but they are actually bringing us quality sponsors. Like literally bringing them to us, saying, "Do you want to do this? Yes or no?" So that's been a huge thing with Libsyn that I don't know about other podcast hosts, but that's been the deal for us. You can see the artwork is in because we put it in before. I need to write a description of the episode. I don't remember what we talked about. It was 2 days ago. I have to go and look on the outline. And this is our outline. Whoops. That's not gonna be fun for anybody. Let's see. We talked about Cyberpunk. Anybody who listened to the show, tell me what we talked about. Cyberpunk. Don't look at that. There's the new releases. Cyberpunk. Oh, Kate Bishop and Avengers. I mean, that's going to get people to not download the episode. We don't talk about anything. Whoops, stop it. Yeah, the gang talks Cyberpunk 2077, even though we don't have it. Mandalorian, you think is good for SEO? Did we talk about Mandalorian a lot? I guess we did. What else? Help me out, guys. What else? Anybody who listened to it, what did we talk about? What else would be good for SEO? Large breasts, Cyberpunk, Mandalorian, Avengers, Hawkeye, Kate Bishop. Did we even talk about it? That's not going to help us, I feel. It's only going to hurt us if we mention Avengers. Fortnite, no, that was from last week. New Twitch rules. That sounds controversial. New Twitch rules, even though we probably didn't really talk about it much. I just don't know what we talked about. It's hard to remember. All these questions. Phoenix Rising, haircuts, the Game Awards. We did not talk about the Game Awards at all, I'm pretty sure. Phoenix Rising. I don't even know how to spell that. I have to Google it. Phoenix Rising. We'll mention it. They could use the sales, I'm sure. Whoops. Oh, what are you doing to me? Yoy. That's enough. I just need enough to fill out the damn form. TV habits. No, I don't want to upset Wombat. That's fine. Cyberpunk and Mandalorian, Immortals, Phoenix Rising. That's what the kids are all into these days. Good enough for me. If it's good enough for you, let me just copy this and paste it into this Word document for later usage. And we can go ahead and click publish on that. Now what I do is I create the thread in the forum. I guess you'll watch me do that now. Notice no pornography in my top sites, everybody. Everything on the up and up. Everything completely on the up and up. You're not going to... What was that guy who was got caught tugging it after his Zoom call? All right. So we're done here. Now we're going to the CAG website. I have not been sponsored by a weed vendor yet. What's a weed vendor? Oh, I never posted last week's episode on the front page? My bad. Did I put it here? I did put it here. All right. I screwed that up. Oh, this is going to be annoying. This part's not fun to watch, though, but I guess we can edit this out. Look, I screwed this up. Was I even awake doing this? Man, that's sloppy work right there. Let's just steal it from here. All right. So what I do is this is all actually HTML. Whoops. So I cut the HTML out of an old episode, and then I use Notepad. This part's going to be looking real 1986 right here. Whoops, I just ruined everything. All right. Immortals Phoenix Rising. Where was that before? I put that in the document. We're here. No, wait, what was I doing? Here. How come it's not showing up? Oh, not this one. Where's the other window? Oh, here. Okay, swap that out. We got to change the number here. This is great. Now I can retire. Somebody else knows. Anybody can do this. Now I have to look on the show property to see. I have to right click on the show file to find out. Whoops, that's not right. Here, get the properties so I can get the show length and the file size and whatnot. Ooh, that was long. An hour and 32 minutes. Okay. Update that. This stuff all stays the same. The sponsor. Oh God, I don't really need to do this, but I'm gonna do it because I'm a mensch. Now I gotta go looking back in the show thing and see what this crap is all about. Ugh. Let's do it. Hold on. It's gonna get a little sloppy here for a second. I have to change my mouse cursor. It's killing me. I tried to make I made the mouse cursor super large for you guys, and you can't even see it. And so it's just annoying me. That's better. Okay. Go to Green Chef. Where's the app? I'm not even gonna. Yep. If you wanted to watch, what is this? This looks wrong, but maybe it's right. This is fascinating. Go to, yeah, it's going to get messy here. Okay. Oh, thank you for the sub, Jeff PM. Thank you. I don't like doing HTML with people watching. Use code CAGcast free shipping. And where are we here? And what's here? Hold on. Visit Mac Weldon. Whoops. Oh no, I just moved something. My trackball is too far away from me. It's hurting my hand. Great. I gotta do this even. Making my life hard, everybody. Okay, go to, and that looks great. Oh, now I got to put in my outro and my intros and outros so people want to find this wonderful song. We got Party Favor. Okay, where's the intro? And we just take the end here. And cut, paste that in. Whoops. And we got another YouTube one coming. See, there's the raid from Craig Skits. And that was this Toys R Us commercial number 4. Whoops. Toys R Us commercial number 4. And that part as well. Great. That's it. Now we can paste this on the CAG form. Cut and paste this into the CAG forms, I think. Everything looks good. Yeah, Victory Royale's not working. Sorry. 664. Hawk. Guys. Whoops. Headphone cable going across my keyboard isn't helping. I gotta turn on the HTML. We're gonna pin it. And we're gonna post it. It still hasn't updated yet. Sometimes it takes a while for it to appear. Oh, this thing, I screwed up the ad. I see I screwed this up. It's better to fix it here. I know why. Why do they add all this? This was all jacked up. Okay. Oh, and I wrote in the giving season. Oh, and I screwed this whole thing up. This thing was not even close to working. Okay, that looks better. That's probably going to work. Oh, no, I forgot the one here. And this is not, this is all messed up. I don't know. That should be close enough. Let's see. Work. Still messed up. Oh, God. Okay, why? Oh, wait, what? Oh, I see why. That's why. Wait, what? What's going on here? I have this twice. That's why. That's what we want. Haven't done this in a while. Usually I can just cut and paste, but these double ones mess me up. Yeah, Google Home. I don't know. I don't have Google Home, so I can't even practice. Oh, now it's all gone? Oh, yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's good. Oh, but I lost the other stuff. I lost the stuff at the end. Did I just not copy it? I just didn't copy it. That's why. Okay. That was easy. Just make sure this is right. Okay. Good. Now we can put this on the front page. Feature it. We don't need to bump it. Blah, 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 blah. We'll just use that. And then I'll show you the RSS feed after this. Ooh, nice quality ads I got. Okay, that's there. Hold on, let's go down here to my secret. Well, I'll do that part later. So the RSS feed is, I'm going to tell you right now, there's got to be a better way to do it, but this is how I do it. It's not great. I have to even find, don't look at my mess here. It's too embarrassing. Okay. So here's how I do the RSS feed. I have it obviously already set up. I do a lot of copy and pasting. I change the date on top to today's date, the date that the audio version is going live. And that is another quick follow. Oh, God. All right, I got to finish this up quick. Friday the 11th. Friday the 11th. And then everything else can stay the same, but we're just going to be changing the item here, which is our episodes. The episodes go between the item tags. So I'm just going to copy, paste it right above, and then just change all this stuff to the new episode. Get that link. Now you know why I did the forum post first. So I could have this link here. I don't know how much of this stuff is mandatory and what's optional, but this is what I got. We'll change this part. Keep this commercial for the live show in there. Make sure we change this. Let's change the other. Okay, that's good. This is where it's very easy to make mistakes. So you do have to pay attention because it's, this is a foreign language. We got that change. We're going to take the, from here, we can find out our file size. We just cut and paste it here. Again, I don't know how much of this stuff is like mandatory and what's optional, but that's what I'm doing. Okay, we're changing the dates here. 11th. Make sure we didn't miss anything. We got that. Oh, we got to change the title down here. Okay, we got to make sure we have the right episode length, 132:20. And that's it. That's it. Now, I actually have two separate RSS feeds. You do not need to have that. This is like a legacy thing because we've been doing this for so long. We actually had to have, it's probably, I don't know that it is, if this RSS stuff is still required in this way. I'm sure there's some services that have automated this for you, but this is how it is for me anyway. We had two RSS files because phones were not capable of handling all of our giant RSS feed with all our RSS, with all of our episodes in it, and it would crash people's phones. So we had two separate files, one that had all the episodes in it and one that just had like the last couple hundred. Now it's not a problem for phones anymore, but I still have these two feeds. I maintain them both because I think Google uses one and iTunes uses another. It's fine. You just cut and paste, so it doesn't matter. So now I'm just going to copy and paste from where my new episode is to the top here, because I did change the date up here. I'm going to save it. I only have to do this because I have two feeds, so you can ignore this part. Please, well, yeah, we can just pretend it's done actually after this. Hold on. And I'm just going to upload it. I have an FTP program called CyberDuck that I use, which I'm not going to put into the screen here because there may be stuff that you shouldn't be looking at. And I just use that to upload my files. My saved files right there. It's going to upload. And now I pull out my iPhone and load up the podcasting app that comes with it, Apple Podcasts. And I will see if the episode is there. And there it is. Look at that. Hawkeye. Oh, well, there's a lot of green in there, and I'm using chroma key. So you'll have to take my word for it. But it worked. The system worked. And look, I'll play it.
Tonight's episode is brought to you by Green Chef. Go to greenchef.com/CAGcast80.
Wait, hold on. Oh, wait.
Tonight's episode is brought to you by Green Chef. Go to greenchef.com/CAGcast80 and use code CAGcast80 to get $80 off, including free shipping.
Wow. And
Weldon.
that's it, buddies. That's it. That's how you do a podcast. Now I'm just going to do my separate file. I don't want to confuse anybody. So I'll do that off screen. And that is it. I think that's it. Yes, I haven't uploaded that file yet. That's what I mean about the Google. I can do it over here. See, well, I just don't want to confuse it. Nobody watch this because you don't have to have 2 RSS feeds. That's for morons. But you might as well watch me do it. So I just cut and paste the whole top, basically from the last episode. But you won't need to do this because you have just one RSS feed like a normal person. There it is. Everything looks good. And I'll save it. And I got to upload that. Oh, I closed down the thing now. Close down my FTP. I think the Google one takes longer, but I'm not 100% sure on that. All right, it's all done. Yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. That was a lot of fun. That's great. The system works. Whoops, I dropped everything. Well, thanks for watching. Yeah, there's not that many things that I'm capable of teaching people, but this is one of them. And ping pong, unless you're very good, then I can. If you're not good at ping pong, I can teach you. So stay tuned for those lessons later. Thanks for watching, and thanks for the subs. Everybody who threw a sub my way and or a kind word, also good. Thanks, guys.